In case you didn't hear in chat sports circles, the Kansas City Chiefs got some really good news this week. We'll explain what exactly that is involving this guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Chiefs General Manager Brett Veach, in just a matter of moments here on today's program. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us, folks. We got a goal that we're trying to reach on the channel. We want to see if we can reach 57,000 subscribers before week one. Can you guys make it happen? We're going to be live for the Chiefs opener against the Baltimore Ravens, as well as most games this season. In addition to bringing you our daily news and rumors, our weekly live shows, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more, it is all in one place. Your Chiefs Kingdom headquarters is right here at the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Show me the money. Chiefs GM Brett Veach extended Creed Humphrey this week. That was some good news. But it goes even further than that, folks, as we heard directly from the Chiefs GM that there is more to come in regards to guys getting their Benjamins. Let's start with setting the scene first, kind of recapping what happened with Creed Humphrey. This news came at the very start of the preseason game on Thursday night. We got the breaking news that Creed Humphrey was getting a 4-year, $72 million deal with $50 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid center in the National Football League. And it was a great move because when you look at the resume, look at what everything he's done, it makes a ton of sense. We'll go over that stuff here in just a bit. But before all this, according to the folks at overthecap.com, the Chiefs had about $17.42 million in cap space. And based on how you work extensions, where you put the money, a lot of times that cap number with extensions will actually go up. So then that provides potential flexibility for a team like the Chiefs, maybe, even with paying guys more money, to go get another big-time player if they so choose before the season begins, or at least give them that cap flexibility to be able to do so when we get to the trade deadline and all that. But you look at Creed Humphrey, 2021 second-round pick out of Oklahoma, two-time Super Bowl champion, two-time Pro Bowler, second-team All-Pro. He's going to be the highest-paid center in the league, and in my opinion, he plays like the best center in the league, and it's very deserving of the Benjamins that he's been given. And you look at his numbers last year, and, you know, Creed would tell you it was a down year for him compared to what he did in 2022, but his statistics were still very good. 78.2 overall grade, 78.6 pass block grade, 77.5 run block grade on over 1,000 snaps. So now, I say that all to say, what is this good news besides Creed Humphrey? Well, let's let Brett Veach explain accordingly. He said this on the broadcast on Thursday night. Needless to say, we're extremely excited to continue Creed's career here. He's been great for our organization, and look, we've been fortunate to have a really good group of young guys, and hopefully we're able to get a little bit more work done with some of these other guys as well. There's your news, folks. So, he says there's more to come, but who is next? Well, that's where I come in to read between the lines and interpret things for you, and watch out, folks, for linebacker Nick Bolton and offensive guard Trey Smith. They are next in line to get their monies. And when you look at where the Chiefs are at, we brought up this point in the watch party the other night, that if you go back to that first Super Bowl run, the only guys that are still around are Andy Reid, Brett Veach, Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, and James Winchester, the long snapper. They have completely rebuilt this team since that first Super Bowl run. And now going forward, guys like Creed Humphrey locked in addition to Mahomes and Kelce and Chris Jones and all that. But now you're going to lock in Nick Bolton, Trey Smith. You got some young cats like Xavier Worthy along for the ride now. Some other pieces on the defense like Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis here. While the Chiefs are in the midst of a dynasty, their third Super Bowl in back-to-back years, this is really only the beginning, and they have long-term investments that are going to be around for a while here, folks. It is very fascinating. More to come here in just a moment. Should the Chiefs extend Bolton and Smith? I think they should. I think it's a no-brainer. What do you guys think? Type Y for yes, in for no. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, all sorts of different categories to choose from. And I'm looking ahead to the start of the football season on Prize Picks, folks. I got our guy Geno Smith of the Seattle Seahawks. We're rooting him on from afar because this, to me, I think it's going to be easy. 21.5 passing touchdowns. I got our real guy, Patrick Mahomes, to have more than 4,299.5 passing yards. If I put $20 down, both those hit, that turns into $60 on Prize Picks, folks. Play along with me, prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match on your first deposit. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of the Chiefs Report. Glad to have them on board here on today's show. All right, so let's get to these projections. Where do things look like? Let's start with Nick Bolton. I'm projecting him at about a 4-year, $72 million deal, which should sound very familiar because what was the number we projected that Creed Humphrey just got? 4 years, $72 million. I think they're both going to be paid in the exact same. I expect much less guaranteed money for Nick Bolton, though, probably about $32 million compared to the $50 million guarantee that Creed Humphrey got. Meanwhile, Trey Smith, I'm looking at about 4 years, $40 million with about $29 guaranteed for a guard. I think that he ought to be pretty happy if he gets that money and gets to stick around here in Kansas City for a while. For the Chiefs, paying these guys, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy decision if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Lock up these guys that are foundational pieces to keeping this thing going. Guys that you could argue haven't even entered their prime just yet. Nick Bolton last year was banged up for much of the season, but even when he's played, he's been very good. He has made it known that he has an expectation where he wants to really take things up a notch when it comes to creating turnovers this year. That's kind of his big area of focus. And as the green dot linebacker, you better believe that expectations are high that, Nick Bolton's going to go ball out there. And I think he's got a shot to have his best season yet. You go back to 2022, that was probably his best season when he had 180 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Meanwhile, Trey Smith was also drafted the same year as Nick Bolton back in 2021, the 6th-round pick out of Tennessee, also part of 2 Super Bowls, all rookie team selection, and incredible value. Great find by Reid to get him in the 6th round when they did. And, you look at those offensive line pieces. I believe in Kingsley. You guys know that if you've been watching this show the last couple of weeks. I think he's awesome. Great to have him at the left tackle spot, but obviously he's a rookie. Joe Thuney as a left guard. He's getting older. To have these 2 guys holding things down in the interior, Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith, for many years to come, I mean, that's a sigh of relief to folks out there, that stability that these guys are going to bring playing at a high level. Trey Smith last year, overall grade 72.2, pass block grade is 65.7, run block grade is 74.0. He was very solid across the board. Final thought as we're wrapping up this for your Kansas City Chiefs. The good news, as we started this show off with, to kind of put a bow on all this, is that I think if you're a Chiefs fan, you may be sitting to yourself and say, why should I care of when these guys get paid, whether it's after the season or now? Well, here's why you should care. Because in all likelihood, I think that the guys we're talking about, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Nick Bolton, those guys are going to have pretty good seasons this year. And you got to add Harrison Butker to that. He got an extension recently as well. And if you were to wait till the offseason to pay those guys, then it would cost you significantly more then than it would now. The market only goes up on those spots. So if you're a Chiefs fan, you can sit here and say to yourself, yeah, I'm excited because we're taking care of these guys now. We're going to save our guys money down the line, and we also might open the door potentially to go get another outside player before the season begins. And it shows that these are guys are committed and want to be here. That's why this is good news, why it's a big win for the Kansas City Chiefs. How would you grade Brett Veach's moves this offseason? A, B, C, D, or F? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. My grade, I go with an A. Veach, he is second to none in this league. He is the best GM in football, continues to do a great job. It's in Veach we trust. This guy, I would trust him with my livelihood at this point in time. He's done a great job, and there's still more to come. More to come on that front. Thanks for joining us here, the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free. We'll see you next time.